Despite what their moms told them, they just aren't talented enough for radio. Unfortunately, anyone can have a show these days. Sean.
Well, I'm pretty hard to figure out sometimes. In fact, I can't even figure myself out sometimes, so don't you try to.
Joe.
You're an idiot and really a disloyal person.
This is the Cuse Militia. Those two unapologetically biased, orange-blooded homers, Sean and Joe.
It's the most bullshit thing I've seen in 30 years.
Welcome, orange men and ladies. Happy Sunday. This is the Cuse Militia with Sean and Joe for the Believe Entertainment Network. At Cuse Militia on the socials. Go there, join the Militia live on X Spaces for the fan feedback segment of every post-game show. A little bit of football, a little bit of basketball today. So... first, as always, let's go ahead and start with what Coach had to say following the loss.
I thought happy for Coach Key and his staff. I thought they did a really good job today. They executed in all phases of the football game. You see why they're the number 7 team in the country, and I wish them the best, and I hope they continue to do well the rest of the year.
Brandon, it looked like Gary Bryant was really trying to convince the trainers that he could go back in the game, or he was upset that he couldn't go back in and the trainers held him out.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it's at with Gary right now. I know he didn't finish the game, but I'll find out once I get in and I talk to our head athletic trainer.
Coach, losing obviously is something that you're not.
It sucks.
Right.
Yeah.
What are the challenges for you to keep this team up and positive and going for the rest of the
Oh, we'll stay up and positive and keep working. I mean, they know it's a bright future ahead of us. I mean, it's what it takes sometimes when you're trying to build things and do things the right way. For us, it's almost like Power Rangers or Transformers. The head of our Transformer Power Ranger was down, who was our quarterback, Steve, and now we all got to work together. We got to figure out how to come together, how to do things, how to be able to pull together and win, right? The good thing about it is we get an opportunity this weekend.
Sequence getting down to the 1,
yeah,
and not scoring the touchdown. And Dan having the false start. Was that just a product of like you guys trying to catch them off balance and just go too fast and rush, or what do you think?
It's a lot of products that I could push it towards, right? I'm gonna just say Fran got to prepare them better, because I don't want to say this guy was new, that guy was new, this happened different, right? There's a lot that goes on and goes into that of somebody being able to go, but I think I got to prepare them more for that in practice, so then that way when we get back to the 1 again, we can do it. We've done before, but there's new guys in. So with a violent game of football, there's different people that's always going to go in and out. So everyone has to just try to be ready and get prepared for that. You good?
Good, thank you, good.
Thanks.
All right, so look, I mean, really the way this game started was so indicative of like what is going on with what we're seeing week to week. And I think it's perfectly encapsulated in the first series of offense and defense. And, Syracuse, they came out pretty sharp on defense. Causing the fumble, just stripped it out of there. Brilliant. Recovered the ball. What's Willis go? 40 yards or something like that? 41 yards?
Yeah.
And then we get it down to the 1 yard line and move the ball like that on one play, and something we've been waiting for. He comes up short, which is fine. You got 1 yard. First and goal to 1. 2 pre-snap penalties and a sack. Turn this into a 3rd and goal at the 15. And we have to settle for a field goal. You end up with I think the first quarter ended 3-3.
Yeah.
And it didn't look terrible. But the offense is so inept and tripping over their own feet and shooting themselves in the foot that you can't go to a Georgia Tech and have that kind of defensive series to open up the game and steal in a possession, knowing you can get the ball at the half too, which is huge. I mean, it's the best thing that could ever happen to a football team is they start the game on defense, get a turnover, and get the ball down the 1 yard line, stealing a possession. So
I thought happy for Coach
yeah,
K
we already
and his staff.
did that. Okay, my setup is a mess. So just so you know, and then they, the pre-snap penalties is the sack. Okay, the pre-snap penalties is to me, it's unacceptable at this point. I mean, you got to be better prepared for that. I think these things happen, but I mean, to have two of them right there when you just pooped your pants. You just pooped your pants.
Yeah. Well, again, you pretty much said it best from the beginning. Is it's not. We put ourselves in positions to make plays to be in these games, correct? I mean, to your point, we forced the fumble, we go down, and a couple pre-snaps, but we put 3 points on the board, and then we knew Georgia Tech's offense was going to be good, tough to stop with the Haynes's Jamal and Haynes King, but they take 4 minutes 45 seconds, 11 plays, and we still hold them to a field goal, like you said. The issue there is that then we turn around and we have 2 3-and-outs in the rest of the first quarter, and Georgia Tech, they had another drive that took another 3 minutes. So although it's 3-3, 8.5 out of the 12 minutes, Georgia Tech had the ball, and we had only had 41 yards of offense. But like you said, it was still 3-3, still in the game. Second quarter, they come out, they score a touchdown like we knew that they were going to score. But then I guess really the issue with that is we get the ball, get a couple first downs. We have a 6-play drive, 4 minutes. But to your point, sack, holding. Next thing you know, 2nd and 25, and we have to punt the ball. And Georgia Tech goes on another almost 4 minute drive and scores another touchdown. 17-3, and you're thinking we still get the ball at half. We get the ball, and what do? Have a couple of first downs. We're driving. We get to 2nd and 2, and we can't, we get to the Georgia Tech side of the 50-yard line, and we can't get 2 yards in 2 plays. We go for a 4th down, and we get stuffed. So even with all that, going into half 20-3, it was. I was amazed that it was only 20-3, but also, I mean, it's just so many, just like you said, shooting yourself in the foot, and we should have had way more points than that, right?
I think if you go down and you get the touchdown, man, you essentially did exactly what you did to Clemson.
Right.
And when you kick a field goal in that situation, that is a breath of fresh air for Georgia Tech. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, sweet, that's a win.
No, but we tagged them right back, right? And we did the same thing, when they got the ball in the first quarter. But again, first and second quarter, both quarters, they had the ball 8.5. I want to say they had the ball to combine 17 minutes out of the first 24 minutes. Right. Or 30 minutes, whatever it is. What is it? It's 24, right? 12 minutes per.
What? 12 minutes?
How many minutes per quarter? 15?
15.
Okay. Well, nonetheless.
You know that too.
I know.
I don't know what you were just thinking just there.
Rough day. But nonetheless, I just felt like our defense was just in the first half was on the field way more than the Georgia Tech defense was. But even then, we came out and then we scored in 2 plays, and it's like, where was this, right? And we get it within 20-10, and it's still kind of like that game. But I feel like, at that point, it was kind of just our defense was toast. I feel like at that point, because come to the second half, Georgia Tech scored 3 touchdowns off their first 4 possessions. So,
yeah, it was one of those games where at some point my ADD kicks in.
Yeah.
And I've lost all concentration on what's going on in the game because I don't have any faith in what I've watched so far. If anything, a running clock would have helped matters. It was a long afternoon in Atlanta for Syracuse. And the dart, we're missing some of the dart. The detailed part is the main part. But
Yeah.
I feel like
Kevin Wall wrote about that in News and Gyms, so I got to give him credit where credit's due. Don't want him to think that we're stealing anything from him. But
I definitely didn't check anything before I came on here.
I was going to talk about it as well.
Okay, but I mean, we can't tell if they're accountable. We can't, because we don't really know what goes on behind the scenes. I feel like they're relentless. They're tough. I do. I didn't feel like they gave up.
No.
But the details, man, they're just extremely lacking in the detail department. I mean, you cannot let two pre-snap penalties railroad a turnover that your offense managed to get down to the 1 yard line. We've been waiting for Yassine Willis to break a freaking run all year. That's his longest run of the year, is it not? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've been waiting for him to. He comes up just short. Get the effing ball in the end zone for the dude. I mean, for the defense. Get the ball in the freaking end zone. Instead, we're crapping our pants. It's so frustrating.
I mean, it is, and again, it gets to the point in some of these games where your defense is on the field for so long, and you're not putting up points to match the other teams, especially when you go down to Atlanta against the number 7 Georgia Tech with that offense. We had opportunities to score to keep us in the game and to keep our, get first downs to keep our defense off the field, and maybe put Georgia Tech's defense in that situation. But I mean, like you said, this has been what it has been. SMU, Pittsburgh. I mean, even this game. I'd like to think that if we keep the ball and we have some drives and put up some points, earlier in the game in the first half, then our defense doesn't get beat down like that, and the other team doesn't score that many points. And in theory, we would score more points, right? I look back, Duke game kind of got away from us, but I mean, 3 out of 4 of these last losses. Again, if you had that Angeli ran, kind of already knew what was going on in Clemson. I mean, we're in these games, and it's just unfortunate that with some of the injuries that we've had and some of the positions that we're putting ourselves in. It's these pre-snap. Just like, again, we're just shooting ourselves in the foot. Pre-snap stuff, can't get a first down when we're going forward on 4th down. Goal line stuff. It's tough when you continue to give these teams leads like that. And you keep your defense on the field for so long in the first half.
It's pretty obvious to everybody that the offense is just the leadership that they're under. And I mean, I'm not trying to pick on Ricky Collins. I'm really not, because I don't want to kick a guy while he's down, man. He didn't throw any interceptions yesterday, and he started the game slow, and he actually played like he put himself out there a lot. There was, he didn't take the easy way out of anything yesterday. Instead of forcing things, he took off with his legs, and, he was pretty safe with the ball. But at the end of the day, it's like, he just needs to step up as a leader and be a little bit more vocal. And, you saw Coach on the sidelines before the game. They showed it. Him motivating the guys and all these things. And it was, that's exactly what you want to see. But once the game starts, I mean, you're in the huddle. You've got to kind of do the same thing, man. You're the field general. You got to be out there. You got to be motivating these guys too. You got to be lighting a fire under their ass. You got to be freaking smacking them on the helmet and headbutting them too. I mean, let's get some energy into this offense. It's just so like, I don't know. It doesn't look like it's a ton of fun to me.
No, I mean, I don't know, like, if it's the preparedness of it, or, I mean, Ricky Collins to me looks like he's way better. I mean, at least the last 3 games, he's been better in the second half than he's been in the first half. So it's almost like it takes a little while.
He did the same thing yesterday.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's almost like it takes a little while for, offense coordinator, him just to figure out. I mean, I'm sure they go in there with a game plan, but obviously, the other defense is coming in with a game plan too. So, again, it's just Ricky Collins is put in a tough position, and therefore turns and puts the offense into a tough position. Again, we're down some offensive linemen yesterday, but again, 17 to 29 for 224 yards and a touchdown. and he ran for another 40 yards. I mean, it's definitely an improvement. I mean, I'm seeing improvements in Ricky Collins, and we all have to, again, it's a perspective type thing, but yes, Georgia Tech is undefeated, and they're going to be probably higher than 7th next week.
Yeah. Well, anything else to say about the game itself? I have not looked at fan feedback. We can peruse that quickly and then transition to a quick little basketball hit.
Yeah, I think that we got to do a little bit better at obviously we talk about the pre-snap stuff, of course, penalties, things like that, but also too, like, we got to take a little bit better care of the ball. Yeah, Ricky Collins lost a fumble. Kerr on a punt return, that was almost really, really bad. Darryl Gill. So again, just to add on to that, other part, we have been throwing interceptions, but holding on to the football, I feel like hasn't been a big issue this year. And yesterday, it was almost really, really bad.
I mean, you're right. I mean, I mentioned the interceptions because it's a problem. I mean, I think he leads the ACC in interceptions, and he only played 3 games to do it. So, he hadn't even played the whole year. So,
right.
But I mean, you look at Heinzel, right? I mean, we saw him, true freshman.
Played pretty well yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, played better yesterday than he played against us, right? So,
yeah.
Anyway, just one of them things, man. Well, Ricky's not. Ricky's just developing, and this, that, or the other. But I mean, it's time to go. Like, you got to just. I mean, the time is now. The time is not, 150 snaps or 200 or 12. I mean, you got to just go ahead and do it. And there's 4 games left, and you've got to win 3 in hopes that you get a bowl game. I mean, I think you can kiss that goodbye, but you still got 3 games. Or excuse me, is it 4? Yeah, it's 4 games. 4 games. You got to win 3 of them. Is that what I said? I think that's what I said.
Yes.
All right. So you got 4 games left, and regardless of whether or not you lose them, you got to play them, and you got to come prepared, and you got to come with some energy, and you got to come with a winning attitude, and you just saw what happened. Did Boston College did they end up pulling that win off yesterday?
Against Louisville, no.
Yeah. Okay. All right. They started. All right. I went to bed kind of early yesterday. So, but they looked like they were going to pull off an upset for a while. So I didn't check it.
They played tough for sure.
Yeah. I mean, this is a team that stinks. So, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean,
there was a couple surprises though yesterday. So, I don't know.
I think every week there's a surprise. Yeah. I mean,
Virginia had to go to overtime to beat North Carolina at North Carolina.
Yeah, I know, but North Carolina was handling that game. They blew it.
Yeah. Virginia is ranked 16th. They almost. And SMU, who was undefeated in the ACC, they went to Wake Forest and they lost to Wake Forest 13-12. So.
Barn burner.
All
right. It's time to hear from you.
It's time to hear from you, the loudmouths from the Loud House.
All right, you guys know what to do at the end of every game. We ask for your thoughts on that game. You leave them here. We talk about them. And we got some traffic this time. I just don't know how positive it is. Like I said, I ain't looked at it. So we'll start with football until we just can't take it anymore. And then we'll just check out some basketball feedback, which I don't have much of, but Joe, I put both of them on Facebook too, so. Okay. Coming soon, 62. We'll just start at the top. Coach Fran needs to make a change, not only on offense, but defense as well. Look at Indiana in year 2. We fell off the cliff. I mean, I feel like the defense, first of all, has been doing what they can. I mean, look, I'm not happy about 41 points getting put on the board, but I mean, this is a versatile offense. And we didn't do our preview show because our schedules just didn't line up last week to do it, but I didn't have it real close. So, and it was, I had it in the like 35 to, I can't remember, 35-17 or something like that. But 41 doesn't surprise me.
Remember mine?
Do what?
You remember mine?
Yours just said, you just sent me a GIF that said pain. So you didn't actually give me a score. I did say, hey, man, once we realized we weren't going to do a show, I said, dude, give me your prediction. I'll throw a little something up on Twitter. And he just sends me that. So I was like, you know what? Joe doesn't deserve it. You took the easy way out.
But it was a pretty good one.
It was good. But I guess
Rocky 3 right before he whoops Rocky's butt.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know how much we could lay at the defense's feet. I mean, they held it together for the most part. I mean, they're not getting a lot of help. We talked about the 2 back-to-back 3-and-outs after we ended up getting those 3 points. And I just think at some point, you finish the first quarter 3-3, and then, it gets kind of broken open in the second quarter, and ends up 20-3, and then, from there you're wore out or demoralized to some degree. I mean, I didn't see him giving up. I'm not saying that or anything like that, but it was a little bit. The offense has got to help. We've been here before, where the defense has been doing what they need to do, and the offense is just not staying on the field long enough for these guys to catch their breath. So,
no, it's also a situation too where, again, Georgia Tech. I mean, Haynes King pretty much. Didn't he have all 5 of the touchdowns? Pretty sure he threw for 3, ran for 2. I mean, the guy's a really, really good college quarterback, and they don't run just your basic offense. You see them moving around.
Very improvised, too.
Oh, yes. So,
yeah.
The fact that he's such a dual I mean, I don't know if the Heisman stuff has come out, the early Heisman stuff, but he's got to be a conversation in that. With them being undefeated, and he is the reason they're undefeated, to be perfectly honest with you. So, we got to keep that in mind too.
Yeah. At Baptized by Fire 7, the quarterback play makes me sad. I hope it looks better Friday night when we travel 10 to 12 hours to see them in person. Yeah, I mean, look, what you see is what you're going to get. I mean, like Joe said, the past few weeks, he's turned it on in the second half of the games. And so, I mean, it's there. It's just like getting there a little bit quicker and starting a little bit faster, and just having some like the what was it, 2 plays?
Yeah,
to start the half.
Yeah,
to the second half.
They gave me a little bit of false hope there.
Yeah,
20-10, and I was like, oh wow. But I mean, obviously at that point, the Georgia Tech had figured their stuff out, especially after some halftime adjustments, but. Again, you see that where you have a 40-yard strike, which again he underthrew Jonte Cook. Jonte Cook was wide open.
He came back for it. Yes, you're right.
Yeah. Also, so Jonte Cook, he made a great play, but that could have easily been a touchdown if that was seen a little earlier. And then the slant to Gill, and he ran it in. So you see that, and I mean I think those at that point those were the 2 longest throws that he had thrown. You question why they didn't try to do that earlier. The first half. They had some drives. Obviously, you take away that 41-yard, burst through the middle by Yassine Willis. They had a couple drives where they were running the ball all right and, nickel and diming it a little bit. Didn't seem like they were throwing the ball down the field, but we were moving the ball. Well, that's the problem with trying to nickel and dime your way down the field, right, is that gives you more opportunities to get a flag or make a mistake. The big plays is really where it's at. I'd really like to see a lot more plays like those 2 coming out of halftime.
Yeah, I kind of thought that maybe, okay, well, we're going to start slinging it. And, Ricky's just, I don't know if it's a confidence thing or if it's a control thing or if it's just lack of experience, I guess, is probably most of it. But some of his throws just aren't that good, man. Like, they're just not that great. He's just got to do better. His accuracy needs work. And you see flashes of what he could be, but to your point, like he gets that ball to Cook in stride, and it's a one play to open up the half,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
At Keller 0103, our buddy Zach, sky isn't falling. People forget this is the 7th ranked team in the land. Good point. Look to bounce back at home versus UNC Friday night in primetime on ESPN. I'll be there getting loud. All right, let's go. I like that. Look, I was thinking this yesterday, so I'm glad it came up. If they can't pull off this freaking game, man. If they can't pull off this freaking game, look, please. I don't care if they win one more game this year. It's got to be this freaking game. And normally I would be like, I'd be all over trying to beat Boston College, but we have got to win this game. I was almost hoping that UNC was going to pull off that win yesterday, and they came back, and then they ended up losing in overtime. And just they suck so bad. We can't lose against UNC at home, man. We can't do it. We can't let this clown car ride into Syracuse and have all these clowns get out of this thing and then get on our field and beat us with their big ass shoes and their red noses. We can't do it.
No, that's Friday, isn't it?
Is it Friday?
I want to say it's Friday night, Halloween night.
I don't know, bro. I can tell you right now. Let's see, shall we? Anyway, I got to have that game. Yeah, it's Friday, 7:30. Yep.
Trick or treat.
Yeah, trick or treat. Hold on.
Yeah,
At RB Tuesday. Oh, this one got me before. At Ruby Tuesdays. Didn't watch. I'll tune in again to away games next year. Oof. Okay. At Saltine Warrior 4, Fran is doing a disservice to Ricky, the team, the fans, the admin, and the Block S by continuing to push Ricky out there game after game. Definition of insanity. I get it. I understand the school of thought. I really do. I wish we would have had a preview.
Sorry.
Because, well, it was a little bit my fault too. But still, I wish we had had a preview because this is what it was going to be about. Look, coach has asked every pregame presser about the quarterback situation. He feels like that Ricky's is going to give us the best chance to win, and I am not going to. I'm kind of. Look, I get the school of thought, and I respect it. And to me, if he made a change against UNC to start the game, then I wouldn't be mad. I'm just saying if he feels like Ricky Collins gives us the best chance to win, then I guess we have to respect that. What's the difference going to be if we put in another quarterback and we lose by more? I don't know. I don't know. We're not going to light the world on fire, even if we get a bowl game. Coach has said just as much, basically, in so many words, saying, we're building something. Steve Angeli stays healthy. This is a totally different team. The face of this team just spun on a dime and was completely changed. And, you could see the way that this team is coming together, and Clemson might not be the Clemson that we're used to seeing, but at the end of the day, you go down to Death Valley and you dominate that game. I feel like there's something to be said about that, right? So, I got to believe in what coach says, because at the end of the day, he knows a hell of a lot more about these guys than I do. And I don't think that he would be purposefully putting in a guy out of loyalty if he felt like there was someone else that could give us a better chance to win. I just don't. It's a tough situation for the coach, for the players, and for us too. Obviously, no one wants to see 4 losses in a row. This is getting ugly. That's why they have to beat North Carolina because they're going to go to Miami and then they're going to go to Notre Dame. And, I mean, you can go ahead and just call it 7. 7 losses in a row if they don't beat North Carolina. I mean, I'm not going to give them the benefit of the doubt right now. I mean, they can win. They can win any game, I guess.
Right.
Technically. But, I mean, if I'm a betting man, and I'm not, but if my money's going down, it's going down on Miami and it's going down on Notre Dame. I mean, you'd have to be retarded not to.
No, yeah. I mean, the way that yesterday's game went and the last 4 games, and I mean, obviously Miami and Notre Dame are both teams that are trying to get into the playoffs. So yeah, man, we're away. Just like I said, I probably would have mentioned in the preview, but in Georgia Tech being, they're on a collision course. You look at the rest of their schedule; it's not that difficult. They play Georgia, but that's not going to count toward getting in the ACC championship game, and it's also not going to hurt their strength of schedule and their chances of being able to get into the playoffs. So they're on a crash course to the ACC championship game, and we beat them last year at home, and now we were going down to their place, and I knew that they wanted to come out on top yesterday. They wanted to get their revenge, and something tells me that Miami's going to feel the same way. So, yeah, and then obviously going to Notre Dame is never easy.
No, when was the last time we even beat Notre Dame? Yeah, I mean,
long time.
It's been a very long time. And so long ago, I have no idea. At Cuse Waterboy 2, tarps off for Halloween night at the Dome, and if it gets out of hand, I'll have get people singing Christmas carols. Good on you. They should start singing them at the very latest, November 1st. In fact, that reminds me. It's almost time to decorate. It's this week, folks.
Yeah.
It's this week. And I'm super excited about it because I got some new stuff. And if Syracuse football is not going to make me happy, decorating for Christmas will.
Whoa, Christmas.
Yeah, what the hell do you think I was talking about?
Halloween?
Halloween is this week. Okay. The hell would I decorate? First of all, I don't decorate for Halloween because it's not a holiday and no one cares.
Okay. Thanksgiving.
Well, I decorate for Thanksgiving with Christmas decorations. We've been over this. It's like 2 Christmas dinners with the same decor. I mean, you can't beat it. You really can't. Don't get me started. I mean,
back into
November November 1st is a compromise because I mean, I could easily do this in September.
Okay.
Wait, I don't think I finished his comment. One way or another, I'll have fun, damn it. Even if the team isn't providing it. Oh. Look, it's not fun. You know what's worse than watching your team lose 4 weeks in a row? What's worse, Joe? You know what the answer to this is. Coming here and talking about it. Reliving it and having to read comments and come up with something different and clever to speak about. That's worse. It's like,
Groundhog's Day?
I mean, it's getting there. At No Blanchard 44, I'm sick of getting blown out. Ricky clearly isn't the guy. I don't care how much you paid him. Take him out. Get Carney some experience so when Ricky transfers to Louisiana Lafayette, you have a competent backup for next year. Villari as Wildcat QB would legitimately be better. Man, I don't want to see that again. I don't want to see that again, man. I'll be honest with you.
I don't mind it every once in a while for like the trick plays and stuff like that. But again, that was a Dino thing. I don't see us doing that.
Every play RPO or with Dan Villari under center, no thanks. And that's nothing against Dan Villari. That is everything against. Tell me you gave up without telling me you gave up. That's exactly what that was. At Mike S7455165, I think there was a little foundation built today. Collins played better in the second half. That is true. played with confidence. I thought so. I mentioned earlier, I think that he could have very easily have tried to force things, and he didn't. Now, you can say what you will about that, because, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, he wasn't really lighting it up in the run category, right? And I mean, no one has. And the reason no one has is because the run blocking for this offensive line is just subpar. But at the end of the day, 157 yards rushing for the team, that's probably the most all year. I would have to imagine that's the most all year. So, I mean,
I don't know if it was here, but
I mean, really? I mean, maybe not, but it seems like I don't
I thought
remember.
we rushed the ball pretty well. I felt like we rushed the ball pretty well first game against Tennessee, but
Well, that's interesting. Well, I mean, okay. Well, I mean, maybe it's not, but I mean, it wasn't bad. I guess is
Right.
my point. Like it wasn't bad. And you know, he added 40 yards to that and 103 yards against Tennessee. He added 40 yards to that. And I mean, you take away the one 41-yard run from Yassine Willis, and he's got 30-something yards on 9 other carries. You know what I mean? So 142 against UConn. So right around the same. But anyway, where was I in this comment? Collins played fourth game, and he is finally seeing the game slow down a little. Linebackers looked terrible. Feel bad for the guys on the team. They played hard till the end. Our day will return. Yeah, I mean, I do feel like there's been some strides made as far as Ricky Collins goes. It's just not fast enough for us. You know, at the end of the day, I think everybody is just wanting to win, and it's the instant gratification stuff, and I'm there. Like, I mean, when you love a team and you root for a team and you want to see your team win, like you want an answer in anything that will provide a spark. You feel like should be tried, and I mean, I see that. I think that there, without a doubt, at some point this year, well, I mean, I can't say without a doubt. I feel like at some point this year, we see Luke Carney possibly start a game. I think it's possible. I just don't know.
I don't know. I feel like Fran, again, I know that, you know, they say the definition of insanity is, you know, but it would also be insane if you put somebody, you know, in underneath, you know, him. So, I mean, you never know. I mean, maybe Luke Carney is doubling up his work, and maybe he's putting more effort into trying to catch up to Ricky, considering that probably, you know, the beginning of the year, he thought that there was no chance and he was probably going to redshirt. Again, that's another thing that we do need to think
right.
about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but, yeah, I just feel like Fran's going to just play the best guys that he's got, right? I mean, I'm sure that there's going to be a quarterback or two that transfers next year. But as far as I'm concerned, I think that he's looking at it like that, right? You know, he looks at it one day at a time, but I also know that strategically he has to understand that they're going to get Steve back. He's going to have another 2 years. And, you know, it's his job to build Ricky up as best as possible to be able to, you know, be a better backup to Steve next year. And if he does plan on going to the transfer portal, then he knows, well, maybe, you know, Luke Carney, he got a little bit more extra work than he probably would have, but then maybe I got to go into the transfer portal and get a backup, right? We don't really know year to year, but for right now, I feel like what Fran said is again, just because he says Ricky Collins gives us the best chance to win doesn't mean we're necessarily going to win. It just means that that's the best guy that they have in the bullpen right now, right? And I don't see him backing away from it. Possibly if it was a situation where Ricky wasn't making strides, but I think that as long as he is making strides, I think the only way he goes to Luke Carney really is because Luke Carney is showing that he actually could be better than Ricky Collins. Otherwise, I think it's just a disservice to the kid to blow his red shirt. You know, I just feel like we talked about it last year with McCoy, right?
We did.
because his coach from Ohio State put him in at the end of the year and blew his red shirt, and he lost a year eligibility. And I think that I mean, me personally, I'd be a hypocrite because I know that I was upset about that, and that was what made it difficult for Kyle to even make his decision, because he didn't really know one way or the other.
Because he was trying to get another year of eligibility, if you remember right, and
he was trying.
It was dragged way out, and it really screwed things up. It put us in the spot we were in to begin with before we got Angeli, anyway, because we were waiting to see.
I think that it would have been a completely different story if we just went in knowing, right? If you go in knowing that you definitely have another year, then maybe it makes that decision a little bit more easy. But nonetheless, I think it would be a disservice to that kid, and I'd be a hypocrite to say, just put Luke Carney in for what? I mean, if he was going to turn around the season to make us bowl eligible and completely turn the season around, then I say, okay. But if you're talking about just having him start the Boston College game and possibly losing a red shirt, then that doesn't make too much sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's a solid point. We've talked about it. I don't think people see there's a little bit of selfishness to fandom. And when I mean a little bit, I mean a lot. And we all kind of are like that.
Well, because we don't know, right?
Right.
We don't know if Carney is this level quarterback, right?
Right.
We sat here and we saw a situation with Trevor Pena where he came in and injuries took him a while. And then he had to, eventually transfer to go and get it. He didn't get a lot of NIL money, and you burn somebody's red shirt, you're possibly taking away a chance for this kid in the future to actually make some NIL money for a team and be a starter somewhere, whether it's the Sun Belt or whether it's Syracuse.
By the way, last time Syracuse beat Notre Dame, only one time, three times in the history here, and the history is 8-3 favor of Notre Dame. So only 11 matchups, but twice in our lifetime, Joe. 2003 in Syracuse, and then 2008 in South Bend, with a 1-point win, 23-24 in South Bend in 2008. So
remember that it was a maroon year. I do remember that.
I do not remember the 2003. So at home, I don't remember that. Go ahead, Joe, with Facebook. I'm done there on Twitter with that. And we can just talk a little bit of basketball super quick before we finish up.
Yeah, so I'll just burn through some of the smaller ones that was kind of, you can kind of see it coming. This got John Carney in yet? Question marks. Fred, more rebuilding in quotations with a, haha, laughing emoji.
Well, you got to remember, this wasn't a rebuilding year to start. And
it kind of was.
I mean,
to me,
it kind of every year is a rebuilding year. Now,
I mean, realistically, yes, but last year I think that we just put.
It wasn't advertised as that, though, Joe. Is what I mean. It was
to be advertised once. I saw the shit. And with that schedule and with the foundation that we lost, the amount of players that are in the NFL right now that we lost last year, having to replace very, very important players on your team, plus a schedule. Like I said, I know we talked about it by the preview, and I said it in the beginning of the year. I didn't know that Angeli was going to be that good, so I still don't think we would have won 10 games if Angeli didn't get hurt. But still, we would have been better, probably bowl eligible. But what I'm saying is that I looked at it like a very young, inexperienced team that is playing a ridiculous schedule. And I told people from the beginning of the year, I know you're not going to want to hear it, but this is going to be the year that prepares these young players and this young talent and the young talent he's got coming in. I mean, our recruiting class for next year is ranked 25th. We've never had a 25 ranked 25th recruiting class since they started ranking it. So I know that people didn't want to hear it, but to me personally, it was a rebuilding year. Get ready for next year, and let's just see how we can do. And I just think that the Steve Angeli just popping up and being as good as he was, I think caught me by surprise, and it changed what the season could have been. But it still, to me, would have been a rebuilding year because it would have been building into what next year was.
Okay, fair. But I mean, it's never advertised as that. The only reason I brought it up that way is because Coach is legit saying it now. So that comment, I have to imagine, is is playing off of, coach talking about building. He never said rebuilding, but he said building, right? So
Yes.
it's very difficult to build in today's NCAA landscape. And rebuild is something that in this NCAA landscape is going to happen probably every year, especially for teams like Syracuse, where, they are good enough to be dangerous. They're big enough to be dangerous, but they're not consistent. And people can get, I know that there's going to be some kind of rules or something going to be stopping this soon, but they can get poached fairly easily. So, I mean, just like the stepping stone thing we've mentioned before. But David did, in the spaces, let us know about Notre Dame. I did not see it. I was just checking it just now. And he also does say, Joe, with no idea what Sean is talking about as far as decorating. Dude, we've been over this. we all know what time it is, November 1st, Joe. You do too. Okay?
Yeah.
Stop
no,
it.
I don't.
I'll get my nutcrackers out.
Time to rake my leaf.
My leaves are done by November 1st, if they're down. Thankfully, I don't have any damn trees, so I get very little leaves. I just blow them off, my curb. Your whole yard's trees, and that sucks for you.
Let's see. Steve said turned it off. John said there was a game ?
Oh, gotta love that one.
Frank, unfortunately, wasn't surprised. Played a much better team. John, crap. No sugarcoating it. We lost by 25. Jeffrey, quarterback is too inexperienced. Defense is too soft. No discipline. No aggressive playing. Severe lack of execution on positional jobs. No complimentary football in all three phases. That's pretty harsh.
It's pretty harsh. It's frustration. I get it.
Yeah. So, and then Top Fan Andy, last one.
Oh, Top Fan Andy. Okay, where is it? Let's go.
He said, first game where I can say Ricky Collins showed progress. First half play calling on offense still wasn't good. How many times are you going to run up the middle? Jeff Nixon needs to start working the sidelines. Let's start seeing tosses and options toward the sidelines. More screens, bubbles, and dump-offs for Ricky. Sometimes simple play calls is what you need. Definitely saw more of it today. So that's a lot more positive than his comment last week. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's a little better. So Syracuse in an exhibition game last night on Cuse.com only. 76-66 win over Buffalo. And, Syracuse jumps out early, built a pretty good lead. It was a 12-point game at halftime. They were pretty good from behind the arc. I think 40%, 41%. I got a lot of these stats. There's no box score to look at that I could find. But between Noons and SU Juice Online, and there's a rival site, I think, too. But anyway, just kind of pieced together what I could find here. And as far as stats go, they did force 11 turnovers. But they also turn the ball over way too much, man. I mean, we're dribbling off of our own feet. I mean, it was just, it was sloppy. Now, look, I mean, it's an exhibition game. It's a ton of new people on this team, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's like JJ Starling in 14 other guys. So, you've got a lot of new faces. I was impressed with Tyler Betsy, who was really good. 3 for 3 from behind the arc. Kyan Anthony showed up. I think he had 10 points and he was pretty good on defense too. And then Nathan George, 9.7 rebounds, 6 assists. Like, this team has got talent. And the one thing that they mentioned on the broadcast was the depth of this team. And they don't just have depth, and this isn't me saying this. This was one of the broadcasters. They don't just have depth; they have talented depth. And I feel like this could be, how last year was like we were talking about football all the way through conference play for our non-conference play for basketball. Like, we didn't even acknowledge non-conference play in basketball because we were too busy gloating about Kyle McCord leading the nation in passing and everything else. So it's going to be I think it could be the opposite this year. I think that this basketball team could probably brighten our spirits a little bit at a time when we need it the most. And as far as sports go, as much energy and like emotion anybody puts into sports anymore. I mean, I feel like, I don't know. It is what it is. Like, I don't get too upset about it. Of course you want to win, but I don't let this shit ruin my part of my language. I don't let this stuff ruin my day anymore. Like,
No.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even come close. It's a little frustrating, but but anyway, decent.
It was entertaining.
Decent showing. It was entertaining. I'm excited there's one more exhibition game, right, Joe? Is this week?
Yeah, I think it's Wednesday against Pace at home.
Okay, and then we start with regular games like right away, right? Isn't it like the following week, a couple days later? It's after I decorate for Christmas. So by the time Syracuse is playing regular season games, my Christmas decorations will be up, Joe. My wife said this is going to be Winter Wonderland this year. She's going all out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think we might even put snow inside the house. And just,
what?
Yeah, and just drop the temps down to keep it from melting.
Oh, yeah, I bet you're going to be cool with that.
I hate the cold.
Yeah, I know you do. Monday, November 3rd.
Okay, so Monday, November 3rd.
So, yeah, so the last exhibition will be this Wednesday. I'm sure we'll probably be able to watch it the same way we streamed it, or most of us streamed it last night.
Cuse.com.
Yeah. So, and to be perfectly honest with you, too, I mean, that game last night, again, they played it like an exhibition. And I know, like you said, like it kind of got a little boring. When the game got close at the end, the Buffalo hit a shot, they were within 4. I'm pretty sure it was 60.
Was it 4 or 3 at one point?
I thought it was 4, but
either way, they hit 3 threes in a row.
Yeah.
To close the gap.
And let's be honest, too. I mean, this isn't like, back in the day, we used to play, the exhibition games against Marathon Oil and crap like, it's just like one of those things where,
Marathon Oil.
I mean, it's still Buffalo. If people know, it's one of those things where like Buffalo is a MAC school. They're probably going to be a better team than I don't want to say a lot, but some of our non-conference games. I'd be willing to bet they're probably better than Binghamton, but nonetheless, we're not going to see the same rotation, obviously.
He's got some work to do, though, as far as figuring out what he wants to do, because he's got a lot of combinations he can come up with. So it's going to be, that's always fun to watch. And I mean that half joking. Only half, though.
Well, yeah, I mean, who's going to be there, right? And, we didn't even see Sadiq White last night either, right?
He was out.
Right.
He did not play.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's another one that...
Yeah, I assume he's injured or something.
Well, yes, he's got an upper body injury,
okay.
right? But
well,
I'm just
I never knew that. I just knew he didn't play.
But you saw the people that go out there, and I don't know if the rotation is going to be that big. But again, I think Nathan George, obviously, he's going to be, big piece. Donnie Freeman, I don't think he really, he took some outside shots and everything, but I don't think he really pressed the issue that much. I think Kyle Williams is definitely going to give us some energy as far as that center goes, right? I mean, obviously he wasn't as big as center last year. What? Lord.
Eddie Lampkin.
Eddie Lampkin, yes. So, nonetheless, though, he brings that up.
That's what happens when guys only play a year, bro.
Yeah, I know. And I'm not trying to poo-poo because he had a good year.
Yeah, but that's what happens.
You could just watch yesterday, like how he would just find the way to he'd get the ball. He was just there, and then he would put up a dunk or a layup. His free throws looked really, really sketchy.
They look, hey, dude, bro, man, I got better form than that, bro.
I'm just saying. Nonetheless, though, he finished around the rim. He caught an oop, and he was very impressive. A lot of time, and the other thing that it's again, a lot of times it's overlooked or people don't see it, but yeah, Eddie Lampkin last year was kind of a liability with running up and down the floor, and with the picks and the screen and rolls. He couldn't switch off fast enough and things like that. Where I saw last night anyway with my eyes that Kyle Williams is really, really good at that. And that defense, there was some missed defensive assignments that had left some open shots, but I mean it's to be expected in the beginning of an exhibition game, the first game, and you have your coach playing with different lineups, and also it's the same thing with turnovers. Turnovers are going to happen. What do we have? 17 of them, but
I don't know.
That'll get cleaned up too. So, Nate King showed me some good things. I think he's going to be a good shooter. Obviously, Betsy. I saw some guys that, are definitely going to get some playing time. But even some of the other guys that, you didn't expect that's going to get that much playing time, the Luke Fennell and Bryce Cipher or Zephyr or whatever his name is, Soiree. So they went deep. I don't suspect that all those guys are going to be playing as many minutes as they did, but they still have some talent nonetheless. So definitely exciting to see the new group of guys.
At Baptized by Fire 7, in regard to the basketball game, way too many turnovers. At times it wasn't fun basketball to watch, but there's a ton of potential. Clean up the forced mistakes, and this has the potential to be a tournament team. Yeah, I mean, there was a lull there for a minute where I was like, okay, it's putting me to sleep. I know, man, I'm so needy when it comes to keeping my attention with these things early, especially in exhibition. I kind of got to see what I wanted to see up front, and then, like you said, it's kind of playing a lot of guys, and you're just like, I don't freaking know any of them.
That's what I like. I like to see how they play.
Yeah, well, I mean, me too. Was Nathaniel George? He was Georgia Tech, right?
Yeah.
And then Tyler Betsy, was he the Cincinnati? Or was that he was?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So those are the couple that I remember out of a small handful of guys that, but there's names I have not heard yet. And that's me, man. That's me these days, bro. We're focused on football, and truth be told, Joe's like, hey man, we missed the exhibition game last night. And I was like, oh well, guess we'll have to figure out how to rewatch that. And then he calls me, he's like, no, we didn't miss it. It's tonight, actually. So, you get so caught up in what you're doing as far as, this is not a full-time job. So right. You get caught up in the football stuff, and you realize, wow, that's just crept in on us. So anyways, yes, you're right. It is fun to watch these new guys to see what they're going to be like. And I mean, it's crazy. This is the most changed I've seen as far as players go. This is the most change I've seen on a basketball team my entire life. So
I think it happened.
What's that?
I think it needed to happen.
I think so too. And, Joe, your point too was, to me, I mean, you can say it. Do you remember it? Do you know where I'm going?
Mm-mm.
Maybe I don't bring this up then. Joe had said, look, the talent's there, right? So, and these are coaches' guys now, right? I mean, we've pretty much got coaches' guys now.
Yes.
And this is if we lay an egg this year and this ends up sucking, then what, Joe?
It's the coach.
Right. We have that much talent to where, if he can't put it together, man, then it's a coaching issue. And it was just a good point I figured we'd bring up now before someone else starts talking about it. So that's what's good. That's good. What's good about a Sunday podcast too.
That's fair.
Okay, I'll keep going here. At Joe Catskill, I like the look of the team, but man, were they loose with the ball. Not much intensity either. Looking forward to seeing what they look like along this basketball journey. Yeah, I mean, look, I get it, but you know what? There was 25 people there. It's tough to get hyped in an exhibition game on the road with not that many people in the audience, right? I mean, it just doesn't have that feel yet. You know what I mean? And you're just figuring.
That's it. 25 people? Come on.
Huh?
There's more. There was more than that.
Yeah, I'm exaggerating, Joe. And they were all Syracuse fans too. But, you know, I mean, there's a lot to be desired when it's exhibition time. And I feel like that's nothing new. Let's just put it that way.
That's fair. But you know what? You know who was there?
Who is there?
Do you know who was there? Top fan Mahir.
Oh, really? We got top fan Mahir on the line? Okay. He's a basketball listener.
Yep. And Sean and Joe was able to attend and saw lots of good things, but a lot of signs of guys playing together for the first time. The potential, talent, and athleticism are all there. Lots to learn from this game, and hopefully they get better with more live games played. So,
I mean, I think that this team's going to be good. I'm sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
No, he liked what he saw. So, yeah.
I did not like what I saw. I mean, yeah, I think this team's got a lot of. I think the ceiling could be high with this team. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
This is such a weird handle. At TK on Bird app. When presumed starters are likely rotation guys were in, looked good. Deeper bench seemed to let go of the rope, but they won't see much real playing time. Still, team looked like an ACC basketball team up and down that can compete. Well, I don't know. I don't have the foggiest idea what every other basketball team in the ACC even looks like right now. That's something I'm going to have to learn. And the only way I learn that is from watching basketball games. So, yeah, should be fun. I just, you know, I still think the ACC is last year was a little different, but they've been the best conference in the country. On a pretty consistent basis, albeit it's been kind of the same teams, but it's got some of the most talented players and teams in college basketball are in the ACC. So when you when you get to conference play, like being pretty good ain't going to get it done. I mean, you have to be good to be competitive in ACC basketball. Like you got to be really good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just you know, how good can they get by the time? Are we still doing 13 non-conference games?
Yeah, and we got some tough ones.
Well, that's good. I'd rather have, if we're going to still play around with 13 non-conference games, then we should have some hard ones, some tough ones. That's good. What's our what is it? The Big Ten Challenge? Who are we playing?
SEC.
Who?
It's the ACC SEC.
Oh, ACC SEC Challenge.
Yeah, we're home against Tennessee.
We play in football and basketball?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's good. I mean, that's good. That's good. I don't have any problems with that.
And we also play in a tournament.
Yeah, I figured we always get at least one.
Thanksgiving tournament. So
nice.
November, the player era festival. That's what it's called.
It's festival.
Oh, my bad.
I don't know, actually. Okay, let's just do one more here. Well, let's do at Susie G667. I am always hopeful, but flashbacks of the past few years. Great first halves, but they get lax in the second. They did have trouble putting together full games last year in particular. But I feel like it was the other way around. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought they were more of a second half team, but I could be wrong. She might be right. At Cuse BB follower, I would tell people don't panic. He used all sorts of lineups we probably won't see. clean up turnovers, and we win by 20 plus. Lessons to be learned. They do the same stuff Wednesday. Then if they do the same stuff Wednesday, then it's time for concern. Well, that's probably it in a nutshell right there. I kind of like that comment myself.
No. Yeah, I mean, there's a big. What do you mean by do the same thing? Are they talking about having a close game? Or are they talking about the?
I think he's talking about. I would assume he's talking about these turnovers and stuff. Like, you got to take care of the ball, man. It's something that's 90% in your control. There were some lazy passes last night that really weren't. I wasn't real impressed with, and you've got to be. You got to be more aware, and don't take a Buffalo for granted. You got to go out there and play hard and play. Put teams away. And obviously, they're still learning. I mean, look, dude, I'm not taking anything out of this exhibition game. I'm probably not going to take anything out of the next one. I just think that, for me, I just feel like it's a good, solid group of guys. And albeit it's going to be kind of hard to figure out who's who and all of that fun stuff. Besides that, I'm really excited to really see what they're going to be able to do.
Yeah, I think, again, I don't think we're going to see the same thing. I think I agree with his comment that if we do see the same thing on Wednesday, then it's going to be a little bit of an issue because, the College of Pace or whatever, they're Division II versus Buffalo.
Right.
I mean, so, it's a completely different level of athlete. So I expect a blowout, especially considering that it's at home and they've already played. I still expect them to do a lot of the same rotations, just to get some of the young guys just to see. But yeah, definitely agree with that comment. How many more you got over there?
I'm done.
Done.
I have the worst fantasy football team on the planet. Like, my fantasy football team should get an award for, like, how poorly can you put together a team that you are guaranteed to lose every week.
I know that I mean, it's completely irrelevant. But since you're bringing it up, I saw that video of that Cam Scatabo injury.
Yeah.
No bueno.
Not good.
His ankle was pointing 90 degrees the wrong way.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, no.
Well, with that said, Jackson Dart's my quarterback, and he's been killing it for me, but he's not right now. Justin Fields, of course, is my backup. No one cares. And I didn't put Rondé Gadsden in because I had just picked him up off of waivers. He was still sitting there begging me to pick him, and I picked him up, and I forgot to put him in. And so 16.2 points sitting on the bench. Huh?
Yeah, I started him.
Anyway,
so I got
let's wrap this thing up. Hurry up.
Yeah. So let's see. Ted, good game. I enjoyed seeing new pieces. Tyler Betsy is as advertised. That is just so Syracuse to designate the player that many fans couldn't wait to see is out with an upper body injury. Obviously, speaking of Sadiq White. Top fan Tim, I like the tempo and defense played good. I like that we made threes and etc. Just have to be careful with turning the ball over a lot. But other than that, I'm pleased from what I saw and can't wait to see the team gel more as the season goes on. And then the big one that I want to pretty much finish with, which, again, this tournament's crazy, but really hard to tell when you play 11 players and your top recruit is out with an upper body injury. Definitely did not feel any rhythm or meshing yet. I don't know if Autry knows who his best rotation is going to be yet. You better win all our games up until November 24th when we play number 1 Houston. And by then, we better have a better idea of who gives us the best chance. We are going to have to really play some lockdown defense. Hopefully they get used to each other and find a rhythm. And so that's what I was going to talk to you about, was that those are our 2 games in this players era. I don't know. It's a newer tournament, but you get designated these games and then you get ranked. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games, 9 different games that start the 24th. And when you're looking at the 9 games, I mean, these are the teams. I'm just going to run through them real quick. All right. Mm-hmm. Rutgers versus Tennessee, Creighton versus Baylor, Kansas versus Notre Dame, St. John's, Iowa State, Houston versus Syracuse, Auburn versus Oregon, Gonzaga versus Alabama, Michigan versus San Diego State, and UNLV versus Maryland. First 2 days, the 24th and the 25th, so it's back-to-back. You pretty much already have your game set, and then from there, I think then the winners go on a little – if you win 2 games, then you have like a little tournament at the end, and then you get designated another game. So from what I understand, we're going to have another game on top of that. But our 2 games are Houston and then Kansas, back-to-back, 24th and 25th. And then when this tournament's done is when we go home and we play Tennessee at home. So.
Oh, well, get ready.
Yeah, buckle up.
I mean, I'd rather have it be like this than a bunch of cupcakes. First of all, it helps your net rankings too.
Oh, it does. And that's what I'm saying is that's what I hope that we do. I hope that, kudos to Autry for not wasting one of their exhibitions against another D2 school, playing against a team like Buffalo. And hopefully we understand that because, our first 4 games are Binghamton, Delaware State, Drexel, and Monmouth. And if we want to start off good, then we need to start off 4-0, and we need to blow those teams out.
Yeah, you have to score the points. Yeah, you have to blow them out because that's also going to help your net. And if you're winning, if you go 4-0 and you win by a total of 12 points, it's not going to help you at all. In fact, it could hurt you.
Yeah.
So.
And the only questionable thing in those first 4 games is why in the world we're playing Drexel at Drexel and not home. But again, if we go on the road and we whoop them, then again, that helps net.
I'm all for making it as difficult as possible at the beginning of the year. I mean, it's no fun. Look, it's no fun watching Syracuse play this non-conference schedule full of crap teams. That is no fun at all. You're not testing yourself. You're not trying to get better. You're not testing these guys out as a team. And it's just, and then conference play hits and you're totally lost because you've had
those games. Yep.
You haven't had any adversity to overcome and you haven't been challenged. So it's good.
And after Tennessee, we play St. Joe's, and then it goes to the Hofstra, Mercyhurst, Northeastern, Stonehill, right? So it kind of ends a little soft there. But, that's really where you try to figure stuff out, I feel like. I think you play those exhibition games and you play the first 4 to figure out, who's ready and you see who plays. Then you play the big boys. And then that's really going to show who's ready for it and who's not. And then after that, you massage your lineup again or your rotation again, and then that's really when you try to hone in on those end of the non-conference teams and hope that you blow them out and really just get your rotation and your starting lineup solid for the beginning of ACC play. So that's really the way you want to go. Obviously, getting a win against one of those Houston, Kansas, Tennessee games would be really, really good. But I know it's no fun, Sean, but I mean, if you do that 13-0, like, the SEC and the Big Ten or the big, some of the other conferences, then, you're undefeated and it just helps your net, right? So
yeah,
there's different ways to look at. There's different ways to look at it, but I'd much rather a schedule like this because you got to have some type of non-conference strength of schedule, and it gives you an opportunity to get a big win. And let's just hope that maybe we can knock somebody off.
Right. Okay. Well, look, if you're still listening, God bless you. Okay. We appreciate you. Hats off to the captain of the spaces, our buddy David. Thanks for hanging in there all by himself this whole time. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody. We'll see what happens this week, but we'll try to do a preview on Tuesday. See you then. Go Cuse. For Joe, I'm Sean. We're out.
Peace.